2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we're going.
Ready? Okay, cool. Welcome to my This is rusted, man. Be patient. 2,000 minutes. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we got the situation of main line for the sprinklers. This is the one for the house, so it's called the culinary water. And we typically work on irrigation water, but for this old cities or old towns, we don't have that provided by the city when they build the streets. So what we need to do is intercept the main line of the house, which is the culinary water. And what we're gonna do, we need to have this tee, it's a compression tee. As we compress, the more we compress, the more it gets tight to the pipe. Presenting stuff means that we're not really making things tight all the way. We just wanna see how much room it's gonna use on the worst case scenario. This is the water shuttle valve, also known as the stop and waste valve, okay? So, we come down here. It's really good that it's really important that you're comfortable working down here. Unfortunately, we have this pipe in the middle. So, we're gonna work with what we have. Boom, right there. That's where we're gonna make our cuts. So that means I need to dig more on this side because it's hitting the dirt. And I don't need it to hit the dirt. I need it to be free, okay? Like a bird. Without inserts, the copper kinda shrinks when we are making things tight, and then we could potentially have leaks, and we don't want leaks, you know what I mean? From start to finish, if you have all the materials and stuff, it takes like 20 minutes max. Even if you're struggling, 20 minutes is max. I've done it in 10 minutes, but it's really important to present stuff so that way you realize if you're missing items or not. If you're missing items, you go buy everything at once. So we open here, and then we are looking for this little guy right here. Full. Then we turn it. That's closed. So when the two little ears come together, that means it's closed, so that way someone can actually put a lock if they want. So that's closed right there. We make sure that no water is actually running. Perfect. First we need to clean the area. If you don't have this, you can use sandpaper and then it'll do the job. This is just faster, you know, because the key is speed. It's gonna get dusty. And now we know that it goes right there. Boom, perfect, amazing. So we remove these two so we know where to cut. So the inside of the pipe is different than the outside. So the inside gets to this point right here, right there. So we know that when we're doing our markings, I like to have wiggle room in between, so I cut to right about between here and here. So I have the wiggle room for these two areas. And always remember, guys, it's always better to cut less than more than you're supposed to. Alrighty, so we're gonna make our first cut. The water is off. That's something that I like check 3 times before I cut. So that's off. We're gonna cut, and then we're gonna let the water sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna make the second cut, okay? This is the main water line of the house, so if the customer was showering, now he's not. Yep. But I put in, do not disturb. Who's disturbing me? We put the tools to the side, and then what we grab is the stiffeners. It's not, I mean, I called them the inserts, but the provider made fun of me, and they say it's not inserts, cute boy. They say it's stiffeners. So we put the stiffeners inside the pipe, like that. I mean, it's gonna stay eventually. Sometimes it's easy to do this, sometimes it's not. Now, you got one of the ends, and it goes like that, right? So we put this one first. Watch out for the rubber for that gasket. Perfect. Insert one side. We push this one down a little bit.
You know, you look kind of hot there, Franco. Maybe I should just turn on the water.
So since it's somewhat flexible, we're gonna flex it. There we go. Now it's in.
Don't you need the other screw for the other
Shed, fucking shed, yes. You're damn right, boy. Okay. Now, before we flex it, right?
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is put this in here. You know, we're flexing it, you know. Oh, shit. That's why I don't like working at an angle. Fuck. Make sure that the stiffener, yep, is still in place. And then this one goes there.
I'm gonna cut it to where we only hear your grunts.
Can you say bad words in YouTube? What the fuck? Fucking shit. Bro, this is a fucking workout. Fuck. Beaners. Fuck, man. Fucking shit. I fucked up. Should I say fucked up? I think it's in. Yup. Now we push it in so it goes tight on both sides. Now you use the Stilson. Other way. And make it tight. The T has to point this way, okay? That's why it's important that you are comfortable, that you can work down here. The more you tie, the tighter it's gonna be. Ironically, you grab the other Stilson, and then you do counter. Ah, no, güey, que me robaron las mías. Or the inserts are protecting the copper right now. So since I'm making so much force anywhere, it's not collapsing the pipe, you know? Otherwise I'll be having leakage. So now a good sign, I mean we're not under pressure, but the water is only coming from here and not from the top or the bottom, so that's a good thing. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this little bad boy. When it comes to Teflon, the person that taught me about this is spit it. So spit it so the Teflon can stay. So what we do, we spit a little bit, you know, and then the Teflon stays. We don't have to do much pressure. Here, there we go. If you don't spit it, like, it kind of moves a lot. Slowly but surely, we go in. Okay, now we use our friend.
¿Le dio aquí?
No.
Sí.
No.
Sí.
¿Sí?
Sí.
Ah.
Vamos ya al lonche de semana, si quieres.
Cheques.
No, ya mucho pasar ya.
No, hay que hacerle. So the moment is the truth now. So we're gonna test thing. So nothing looks like it's leaking, you know. I can just see water here, which is great. But now we're gonna turn this, close the valve, boom. And then if we have any water leaking from here, that's normal. It's called the stop and waste. So we stop it, and any waste goes through here. But there's no waste, really. So now he's gonna turn it on. And if this is bad, we're gonna be in a bad position since I'm also down here. A poquito, eh? Nothing's leaking, that's great. So now we have to put the toe nipple right now to the transition for the PVC. So to make it tight. So we put primer first to clean the area. So even though I blew it, I want it more clean. So we put primer. And the primer kinda burns a little bit. So it burns or melts the area, so that way, by doing that, it cleans the pipe. Oh shit. Okay. Dale. Agárrame la pipa, güey. Now here, always counter force. So he's pushing down and pushing up. And then if you don't want to push up, then you can put a rock. Suéltalo.
No, ya, suelto. Que usted sienta que está acá tal el poder, no.
And that's pretty much done. Now we're gonna cut it, put a cap, and then test for any leaks after this point. Córtalo por aquí. So this one is like, we don't even, it's not gonna be under pressure or water pressure, it's just to have it stick with the adapter of the stop and waste. So a little bit of glue and that's it. We stick it in. We turn it all the way. That's perfect. So this is the cap that goes at the end, but the guys are gonna install this one once the grass is done. It goes in there, boom, done. So here, this is the waste. You can see that from that hole, we have water coming out. That's normal. That's the waste. When it's off, it's normal. When the water is on from this valve, it's not normal. Es que creo que el círculo no lo deja. Ahí está, ahí está. So that's normal when it's opening. Ábrela todo. Sí, sí, sí. Ábrela pues. Ahí está abierta. So we're checking for leaks. There's no leaks. So the valve is open right now. When you close the valve or on the way of closing the valve, the water coming out is normal. That's the waste part of the stop on waste. Nice and simple. So when you are, we're ready to cover the hole, and when you're doing that, make sure that we have kind of big rocks at the bottom as a support, or gravel. You cannot throw the dirt all at once. Even though we did a great job, we don't want to take chances, you know? So I'll tell the guys that this is where I'm gonna stop for now, but the guys need to add water this down like crazy. Water this down so they can compact itself. We cannot use any jack compactor or any plate compactor in here because it's sensitive. But as we get higher, then they can use it, you know, like a foot or two from the ground. But right now we cannot use a plate compactor because we can damage the work that we did. So that's pretty much it. And after that point, the guys are gonna connect the main line and go to this one. But that's pretty much it. Nice and simple. If you got questions, let me know. Make sure to cut that. You know, I don't want people to see me struggling.